Asari Dokubo, Nigerians know who you be. They know you well. Say now anywhere belle face, now you dey face. I don't know why una wanna they get big belly, una know they think. You they come outside, they tell Nigerians for this critical time. They tell Nigerians, may they not vote for Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. Say anybody will vote for Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, now vote for her. Say then they against Islam. Which Islam are you referring to? The Muslim ticket where una force on Nigerians, where you pack your useless urchins, come Abuja, come protest, come counter protest. When the 1 million Nigerians they protest, say no good, Muslim ticket no good for the country. A country of Christian and Muslim, you are doing Muslim ticket. What will be the result of the Muslim ticket today? What did they think benefit Nigerians? Because you recently you carry your big belly, come outside. They tell Nigerians, they shout you, they cry out. Say Tinubu no for your people. Say your people they cry. They don't do this, they don't do that. Because of your stomach, they come outside, they talk rubbish. Asari Dokubo, make I ask you one question. Recently, you came out to say you won't go Kanu. Go counter the people where they support Kwankwaso. Say you go counter their protest. Asari, I expect make you go. You not can't go again. I know they hear update again. If them born you well, make you go there. You just say about big belly. You know they carry big belly for the country. They walk up and down. Asari Dokubo, we they wait for you for 2027. You go know say madness past madness. Because the level where the hunger hold us now, the level where the insecurity choke us for neck now, nobody they fear again. Make we wait. That time you go know say now match to match. Now you go see. As you don't get sense. No carry your stomach, go hide. Make you the talk rubbish up and down.
Ambis Fulani, you are a lunatic and a nepotist Fulani boy that I have seen so far in this 21st century. For the very first time, I choose to call you out. But you have made a couple of videos like that in the past, which I want to speak on this caption of the video that you make so far. Because if our allies are keeping quiet, watching the level of injustification coming out of your mouth, you people will think that once you are good in vocal phrases, it means you are intelligent. You are not intelligent. In all indication, nobody that is walking in the path of justice can compare Peter Obi's stance or his opinion that he tendered in a TV station regarding the Biafra movement and how he perceived that the government should treat them by saying he think the government is supposed to negotiate with them. What do we expect from him is just an opinion. But in several occasions, Sheikh Abubakar Gumi have been standing in the gap as an advocate, as someone who advocates for the terrorists. And with all indication, not any justified person can compare the action of the Fulani militia, Fulani bandits, Fulani kidnappers with that of Biafra in all indication of justice. Let's go back to 1914 when the amalgamation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria take place and Nigeria become get a name Nigeria in 1914. Igbo, Yoruba and Hausa are one of the major tribes that agree to come together as a nation at that time. And that is what we mean by amalgamation, when different tribes agree to come together. Then as time goes on, after a period of 100 years, we can review the amalgamation and rechange the agreement if we want. But we have a particular group of tribes who are the Biafrans. They start a movement that they want to depart from the country called Nigeria. With all indication, you cannot call them a terrorist. They are freedom fighters. Their aims and objectives are clear with all indication. So if we ask you, what is the aims and objective of the Fulani kidnappers, bandits? Their objective cannot be specified. So with all indication, from the very beginning, you can never compare the Biafra movement with the Fulani kidnappers. because the Biafra movement are freedom fighters, and you cannot call a freedom fighters a terrorist. If Peter Obi will tender an opinion in a TV station where they ask him, how do you feel that the government should treat the Biafra movement? Do you expect Peter Obi to talk, to say that the government should kill them? Is it not from that tribe? He just tender an opinion. But the stance of Gumi in terms of the Fulani kidnappers, Fulani bandit, he started as an advocate, and their objective cannot be specified. And you, Ambis Fulani, I thought that you can be right and justifying your assertion. I don't know that you are a bigot, you are a nepotist. Despite being in the Western world, I thought you have acquired socialization on how to interact and unite a country. You are very stupid in your assertion. From the very first place of you comparing Peter Obi, who tender an opinion in a TV station, with Gumi, who stands in the gap, saying that the Fulani kidnappers, bandits, who collect ransom from people, who unalive people, that the government should dialogue and negotiate with them without any clear ambition. Are you okay? Are you in your right senses?
I'm very particular when I see young men of our generation, peddling this deliberate mischief and not, relieving themselves from this ethnic and religious bias. Now, here is this young man being angry of people digging out this video of Sheikh Gumi, where Sheikh Gumi was insisting that terrorists are part of Nigeria and we must live with them, and is asking Nigerians to negotiate with terrorists and bandits. And in as much as he made a condemnation of Sheikh Gumi's stance, he went further to associate or exemplify Peter Obi and Sheikh Gumi, comparing the two. That is a deliberate and calculated mischief. And coming from a young man like Abis Fulani, it's really painful. For starters, IPOB is not a terrorist group. The fact that the federal government described them as terrorists doesn't exactly make them a terrorist group. Are you aware that till this moment, federal government have not designated Boko Haram, Fulanis, and a host of people that are going into the bushes, unaliving people, as terrorists? So how is IPOB terrorists? I'll bet, in as much as I didn't like their method of operation, I have spoken with Nnamdi Kanu, I have spoken with Simon Ekpa, I have spoken with a lot of top-ranking officials of IPOB, but it is mischievous to describe them as terrorists. They are a group of people demanding secession. They don't want to be part of this country because they believe that they are being marginalized. Nnamdi Kanu has never been seen carrying any weapon to terrorize people. Forget the AI images you see online with camouflage and weapons type. No, those are just AI. But Nnamdi Kanu himself have not carried them. What's a terrorist in the first place? How many times have you seen IPOB members going to Benue State or going to Lagos State or going to Kano or Bauchi, saying that the places they stayed are their own, or going to churches or going to mosques and blowing up mosques, or going to schools and adopting teachers and students and taking them to the bushes, or putting teachers on camera while they are being slaughtered live? How many of that has been done? If Peter Obi cannot be forced to designate IPOB as a terrorist group, because IPOB does not fall within the description or the definition of a terrorist group. So don't force people to equate the activities of IPOB and the activities of bandits. They've limited their activities within the region of Southeast, trying to protect and defend their land from the invasion of Fulani terrorists. Abis Fulani, you are a young man. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't allow yourself to be infected by this Peter Obi, the Peter Obi syndrome. Don't let it get to you. Peter Obi is a nice man. Don't try so hard to paint him bad. Peter Obi cannot designate, because these people, the Southeast region, are not terrorist group. But when we see people like you indirectly, you know, you first blow the situation, then you bite it like the vampire bat. You first condemn Shegumi, but you are not telling us that if we must condemn Shegumi, then we must also tell Peter Obi to designate Igbos as terrorist group. Peter Obi will not do that. Peter Obi will not do that. Yes, there are some members who goes overboard to become overzealous and cause harm. Even at that, it's within the Southeast. They've not gone outside shores to go and abduct students or to go and kidnap students demanding ransom. And I mean, for goodness sake, if you see what is going on in the country, and the best you could do is to drag Peter Obi in and designate Peter Obi with and equate Peter Obi and the Shegumi, then you really do have some mental issues that need urgent treatment by a shrink. I am very disappointed. Please, and then at the end of your video, you are saying spread the love, not the hate. Really? What is and then you call about double standards. You're just a victim. You're just guilty of your own assertions. You're just guilty of your own assertion. Sheikh Gumi, by every standard, is shows empathy for terrorists. Peter Obi cannot give empathy for terrorists at all. First of all, you have to designate and define who truly are terrorists. Then you make statements on that. But you cannot force Peter Obi to designate people that are not terrorists.
Political parties are against Peter Obi. Presidential candidates across parties are against Peter Obi. Newspaper companies are against Peter Obi. Bloggers are against Peter Obi. Influencers are against Peter Obi. Pastors, prophets are against Peter Obi. Sheikh, imams, malams are against Peter Obi. Igwes, obas, ovies, emirs, sultans, they are against Peter Obi. Ordinary Nigerians are against Peter Obi. My question now is, who is Peter Obi? And why are they all against Peter Obi? Politicians across all levels of governance are against Peter Obi. The question is why? I will explain to you. Take your time to finish this video. You see, because Nigerians, we are evil. Our nature is evil. Yes. If I say Nigerians, we are evil, I'm not evil. Oh. No. I'm not a bad person. I'm not. But I'm using the word Nigerians. We are used to swimming with demons rather than flying with angels, which is why Nigeria has continued to sink. We play the tribal cards and then we suffer the effects, we suffer the consequences collectively. Everybody that has ever called Peter Obi names, whether you are blogger, you are journalist, you are this, you are that, everybody, I have questioned the ones I can question, the ones I have access to. I have questioned them. Can you please give me one thing that you said Peter Obi did that is making you hate on him like this? That give me one thing. You said he's a criminal. It's like the rest of the politicians. Tell me one thing. I've not been able to get. They've not been able to give me anything tangible.
They will just romance and rigmarole around their fantasy, around their fallacies, and then they will just give you one thing. My name is K Baba, bro. I dey pursue 50. I don dey pursue 50 years. So it is I will not blindly they carry myself, they follow somebody like zombie because you say no. Peter Obi has said this thing repeatedly. If you are a contractor who worked for me while I was governor of Anambra State and you did your job from start to finish and I'm owing you, come out and say it. If you are a pensioner and I'm owing you and I owe you money while I was governor of Anambra State, come out and say it. Nobody has been able to come out. You think say if EFCC get anything against Peter Obi, you think they will not have brought it out? You think if DSS has anything on Peter Obi, you think they will not have activated it? You think so? Just yesterday, I was watching a video and a man stood there in Ogun State at a PDP rally in Ogun State saying that we are PDP, but we will give our own, we will support our own. Ashiwaju, we will support our own. We cannot do this. Hausa support their own. Fulani support their own. It is not about tribe. It is about the survival of this nation, this great nation called Nigeria. God has given us everything a nation needs to be great. We have no business borrowing money. We have no business borrowing money. Every day the IMF keeps borrowing us money. World Bank keeps borrowing us money. China keeps borrowing us money because they know we will not be able to pay back. And then they continue to take our resources. They continue to take things that should better our life, things that our children, generations after generations, 100 generations from now, should come and enjoy. No, Tinubu has borrowed this country into stagnation. He has borrowed this country into oblivion, and we continue to play the tribal card. Shaya Wereni. What is this madness? What is this nonsense? What is this? Why are our royal fathers not talking? Why are you people not talking? Why can't you talk? I'm talking to royal fathers across the north, south, east, and west. Why are you people quiet? Senator Dino Melaye once said something. He said the children of the poor that you refuse to take care of, one day they will feed on your own children. It will go get to that stage. We are getting there. What is this nonsense? God has given us a man to show us. You know why? Because Nigerians are wicked. We are not used to good politicians. We are not used to politicians with integrity. We are not used to politicians that are frugal and prudent in spending and managing of resources. We are used to thieves. We are used to crooks. We are used to killers, bloodsuckers. Then when we see a righteous man, Peter Obi looks strange to us because we are used to wickedness. We are used to being governed by thieves. So when we see a righteous man, we just want to by all means paint him a sinner. Every blogger, every journalist that have been able to talk to one-on-one, and I've asked them, I read one of your article, I read this and this on your page, I read this and this on your platform. Please, can you explain to me where did you? They're not go fit. They are just taking money and cooking up stories. What is this? What is this, for Christ's sake? What is this? Why are we like this? Why are we like this? Just because of what you will eat. You have sold generations yet unborn into slavery because of your selfishness, your greed. I am an Egba man. Egba amolisha be agbongo akala. Egba tiki rogo kotidi. I am from Egba Olufunmilayo Ransom Kuti. Let me tell you something. I fear nobody. I fear only God, because now God get my life. What is our problem? What is wrong with us? What is our problem, for Christ's sake? What is our problem? I strongly believe if Peter Obi governed Anambra State and he was not owing, and he even left money in the covers of the state, he can do it at the federal level, because we have no business borrowing. We have everything a nation needs to be great. We have oil, we have gold, we have copper, we have cobalt, we have everything. God has given us everything, yet we are still being rated among the most hungry. Nigeria ranked 110 out of 120 most hungry nation. We have no business being hungry. And yet when we talk, some people will tell you, you are supposed to support your own. I support my own while he's failing. My own is failing, I should keep supporting him. Ọpọlọ yín ti ń wọ ẹ̀yìn, ó dàgbẹ́ ti ya wèrè. You have all gone completely mad. All of you, journalists, influencers, bloggers, politicians, pastors, religious teachers, royal fathers. If you are not talking against this nonsense, every day we keep borrowing. Now they are about to borrow another $21 million. For what? For what? We are not seeing the effect. Show me one thing that Tinubu government has done that has been beneficial to the ordinary Nigerian. Show me one. Go to marketplaces. Market women are crying every day. Their farm produce are getting spoiled before their very eyes because people don't have money to come and buy. People cannot buy. People cannot eat. But yet tribalism and religion has continue to blind our minds. Jesus Christ, why are we like this?
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. Honestly, the campaign to demarcate Peter Obi has started already. Campaign of calumny, lies and all sorts, just to kind of reduce his chances because of discourse and the way he walloped everybody, the APC and the ruling party in 2023 general election. So they are scared. They are doing everything possible for him not to be on the ballot, but for the very fact that he's smarter than them and he was able to outclass and outsmart them, they are not looking for a way to kind of stir up campaign of calumny and campaign to demarcate him, especially in the far north, because we know it's not going to work in the southern part of the country, basically because they are enlightened and they know their left from their right. That is it. So the thing is this: all these lies that these people are putting up against Peter Obi, using religion as a bait, or probably maybe using tribal sentiment or maybe bigotry against him, is something that will fail woefully. Of course, we've seen what these people can offer. The current APC administration, we've seen what they can offer, and they've proven to Nigerians that they don't have anything obsessed. They weren't even prepared for governance before they fought their way to power. The only thing they were interested in was how to get out of power. They've gotten out of power and they don't know what to use the power to do. Instead, they are intoxicated with power drunk, and they are using the power to do all sorts of stuff. Meanwhile, our economy continues to crumble, and the security situation of the country continues to get even worse. We know that, the state of Nigeria is currently appalling, and these guys are not doing anything, but the only thing they go to TV stations to go and say is Mr. Peter Obi. Peter Obi goes to various TV stations to talk about the problems of Nigeria and how the problems can be solved. But this APC nitwits and this opposition, what they go to the TV station to go and do is to go and discuss Mr. Peter Obi. This man is a rare gem in the Nigerian politics, the African politics as a whole. We've asked them to point out one crime this man has committed so that he can be prosecuted, or maybe so that it could serve as something his followership base could use to say, this man has a dent on his reputation and we're not going to support him. But these people have not been able to provide it. A country that we know how difficult it is for you to survive as a politician, a country that we know how terrible it is to sustain your popularity. If this man can still maintain this good name he's having till this very moment, then there is no campaign of calumny and there is no campaign to demarcate him that will work. That is just it. You need to accept the fate that Peter Obi is going to be on the ballot come 2027 and he's eventually going to become the president of Nigeria. For those ones that are saying that Peter Obi can never become the president of Nigeria, be rest assured that you're not God. God has not said that unless God said so. And of course, we know that people like this, people humble with good hearts who have the country at heart, God is going to allow them to eventually become. Of course, human power and all was able to use in manipulating the election in 2023 election. But then this time, God is there and God is seated, and of course the people are going to ensure that they watch over their vote and that their vote counts. That is just what's going to happen this time around. And for the nitwit and all these naysayers, all these ones that have been paid, these data boys and these APC goons and the article supporters who are trying to label this man a bad man, who are picking his words out of context, or probably maybe fabricating lies against his personality just to demarket him, just so that you failed woefully. You can never compare Peter Obi and Sheikh Abubakar Gumi. One is a terrorist and one is a very humble man who has served as a public office holder and was honest through his service, and he gave his all to his people while he was serving. Tell me, or maybe bring one Nigerian politician today who has held one office today that can stand and withstand the repetition of Peter Obi. And let's see if you can bring like one, just one, then of course you can convince us to stop supporting Peter Obi and support your candidate. But since you cannot bring it, then of course you can't compare any of these candidates presenting themselves to govern Nigeria come 2027. You can't put them on the same moral pedestal with Mr. Peter Obi. So your campaign of calumny against him, you better stop, because it's not going to change anything. That's my opinion. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.